XRP is on a downtrend, dropping from above $2.60 on May 15th to around $2.30 by May 21st. That's a clear sign that traders are uncertain or simply cautious. But here's where it gets interesting. 3 upcoming events in June 2025 could flip the script entirely. According to the Motley Fool, these events might push XRP's price in a new direction, and they're closer than you think. First, the SEC may approve a spot XRP ETF as early as June 17th. That's the new deadline for Franklin Templeton's application after a delay in May. The same type of ETF approval helped Bitcoin rally earlier in 2024. So naturally, XRP investors are watching this very closely. But before we assume history will repeat itself, remember what happened to Ethereum. Its spot ETFs launched in July 2024, and the immediate price reaction? It was actually quite muted. Still, the interest is there. At least 7 XRP ETF filings are currently active, which shows sustained demand from institutions. If even one of these gets a green light, the psychological effect alone could trigger a price rally. But of course, it's speculative. As the Motley Fool clearly states, such results are not guaranteed. Now, the second big catalyst, macroeconomic decisions. The U.S. Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, will also meet on June 17th to 18th. Analysts expect that if the economy shows signs of weakness, especially with trade war tensions rising again, we might see interest rate cuts. Why does that matter for XRP? Because historically, when rates go down, risk assets like crypto go up. It becomes cheaper to borrow money, and investors tend to move funds into high-yield or high-risk opportunities. XRP could definitely benefit from that shift. So, this FOMC meeting is not just important for economists. It's something crypto traders should have on their radar. And third, we have a key industry event, XRPL Apex 2025, happening June 10th to 12th in Singapore. This developer summit focuses on the XRP ledger and will feature speakers from Ripple, as well as presentations on AI integration, cross-chain interoperability, DeFi, and real-world asset tokenization. Why does this matter? Because historically, tech announcements or development milestones made during Apex events have impacted the market. When a blockchain improves or expands its capabilities, investor confidence tends to rise, sometimes dramatically. According to the Motley Fool, the timing of these 3 events in 1 month, the ETF decision, the FOMC meeting, and XRPL Apex, creates a notable scenario for XRP. In their words, the alignment of these catalysts may not guarantee an outcome, but it sets the stage for potential movement. Let's also talk about trading data, which is often overlooked. A recent report from Kraken, with data from CF Benchmark, reveals some key insights. XRP's average daily spot volume is now $152 million. Of that, $74.8 million comes from Kraken, LMAX, and Bitstamp combined, which is quite impressive. In fact, XRP's trading activity now rivals Ethereum and Bitcoin on a relative scale. To give you an idea, XRP's 24-hour turnover on CME CF reference exchanges is about $226.8 million. That's 24% of Ethereum's volume and 11% of Bitcoin's. That's not small. It shows XRP is no longer just a speculative altcoin. It's gaining ground in serious trading environments. Also worth noting, XRP is becoming more accessible through regulated derivative and CFD products. These are offered by platforms like CME Group, BitMEX, and Bitflyer in Japan. This is key because it opens up XRP to institutional players who need those regulatory protections to participate. And finally, there's an important legal backdrop that continues to influence investor confidence. XRP's recent rise in trading activity followed the SEC's withdrawal of its enforcement action against Ripple. That legal relief plays a big role in rebuilding trust and drawing in more institutional support. So what's the big takeaway? Well, June 2025 is shaping up to be a critical month for XRP. With a potential ETF decision, a key economic policy meeting, and a major developer event, all in the same month, XRP has a rare lineup of opportunities. None of these alone guarantee a price surge, but together, they might create the right environment for a meaningful move. In the meantime, the market remains cautious. XRP is still above $2, despite its recent drop. But with all these factors approaching, many eyes will be on how June unfolds. The story of XRP this month isn't just about price. It's about regulation, technology, and macroeconomics, all intersecting at once. So if you're following XRP or investing in it, June might be one of the most important months to watch in 2025. Let me know what you think. Are you optimistic, or do you think the hype is overblown? Thanks for watching.